Hi, everyone. Welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and this will be your reading for the week of Sunday. We're going to go from Sunday, January. What am I saying? Oh, it's still Mercury retrograde, right? Well, no, we're not out of the shadow yet, but I don't know. I'll blame it on Mercury retrograde. Anyway, we're going from Sunday, June 5th through Saturday, June 11th. And also, if you're into astrology at all, or you can stand to listen to me, try and make it as simple as possible. Watch the weekly reading too, because we're having Saturn retrograde come in. So, or actually, Saturday night it comes in. So on the 4th, yeah. So you might be interested in that. But anyway, let me switch to the overhead camera here, and we'll get this started. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm just using the regular old Rider weight, except I've trimmed down the edges because I don't like borders. Did that years ago when I had time. Nowadays I just don't buy cards with borders. Okay, so it's nice to have choices, right? So tuning in to this week, so it's June 5th through the 11th again. I know I said it already, but I have to put the intention into the cards. And I'm going to allow for reversals here. Okay. And I'm going to draw 14 cards for the week. And I'll take the 2 off the bottom as well, off the bottom of the deck. Okay, so what is it that we need to know for this week? What would help us to grow? What might we be dealing with? What ways can we empower ourselves and heal? What may need to be healed? Okay. Okay, so let's do, here we go with Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, feels like over here, okay, Thursday, Friday here, Saturday, and the 2 off the bottom. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, let's set these up here. All right, bear with me for a moment. Okay, so the 9 of Wands reversed and the 7 of Wands, or 7 of Swords reversed. Okay, the Lovers. And the 5 of Cups reversed, the Hierophant, and Temperance together. Wow. Interesting. Okay. 2 of Wands with the Queen of Wands. Ooh, I like those together. The Knight of Wands with the 10 of Wands. Makes sense. 4 Pentacles reversed and the Death card, which is never about death. Unless you have the 10 of Swords and the 4 of Swords, something like that with it. Maybe even the 8 of Swords. Judgment reversed. Hanging over Justice. Well, we certainly have a lot of major arcana this week. Okay. So, starting off with Sunday, and you know, sometimes we can just read the whole 9 yards as like the energies for the week, and it doesn't really have to be day by day. But you know, I did set the intention for it to be day by day, so we'll see. You guys let me know, you know, how it came out for you. So with the Nine of Wands reversed, and if any of this doesn't feel right to you or doesn't make sense, just let it go and take it as a lesson in learning what the cards mean. Don't take anything on, that doesn't feel right for you. Okay. So with the Nine of Wands reversed, there's something where we're exhausted. Something in our life has left us feeling exhausted. The way I'm reading these two together is we're exhausted with all the politics. We're exhausted with all the injustice and the shootings, the holding space for all this pain, the war in Ukraine, the baby formula my goodness, it's just been one thing after another. And we're feeling beat up. And we're tired of people getting away with things that they shouldn't be getting away with. Now that's on the political level. On the personal level, the way to deal with this is with the Nine of Wands reverse, is to get yourself out of that defensive position where you're feeling like you're like life is going to be just a disaster always, and get out of your pessimism, get out of a place of feeling like life is just a big old disaster. Let go of that. And when you can do that, and as you can do that, and it's first of all, don't beat yourself up because of it, because it's a very human, natural emotion to feel that way. It's just that it's not going to help. But then again, maybe it's about getting into the pain of feeling like there's no justice and there's no, that life always just has to be such a pain. Maybe it's about getting into that pain and going through it. And then from that place with the Seven of Wands reversed, maybe it's about ridding yourself of any false beliefs. Because the swords are all about thoughts, and it's just mental, This is more life force. The Nine of Wands is more on the life force and spiritual level. This is psychological with the Seven of Swords. But when it comes through reverse this way, sometimes this card is all about a brand new beginning because the swords are falling out. And the sevens, I always see all the sevens is about like a decision that needs to be made. With the twos, the decision is presented to us, and by the time it gets to the sevens, we need to make the decision. And it also can be, there's no more battle, because straight up it's like the thief in the camp, and people usually only steal because they're destitute and they're having problems. Well, when this comes through reversed, it can be that the problems are gone, and it was a really, really stressful time, and especially with this Nine of Wands reversed, it can be that this was such a stressful time, and you're exhausted, and now you finally get to relax. I love that that's on Sunday, right? Because Sundays are good for that. The energy is out there. Everybody else is relaxing. Well, maybe not everybody, but doing the best they can. It's a day that supports relaxation, is what I should say. So it could be a new beginning to start the week, where at least by the afternoon you get your relaxation in. Okay, so with Monday bringing in the Lovers. Well, the Lovers is all about making decisions about who to partner with. It's just an opportunity. It's not a have to. Again, it's ruled by Gemini, so it's about communication and that need to open up to what deep love is all about. But notice, the woman's looking up at the angel, Archangel Gabriel, and the guy's looking at her. They're both naked, so that just shows that they're vulnerable. They're opening up to love, which definitely puts a person in their, vulnerability. But it's about going to your higher self, going to your angels, going to your better angels, going to the higher powers and asking, can this be a real love? I love that it's straight up, but if it came through reversed, I would just say it's more about self-love. But it, when we are presented with relationship, we do have to ask ourselves, is there a deeper bond here? And hopefully it is, because the Lover's card is all about finding that, that strong bond and having deep, like a level of deep love and harmony. And then with the Five of Cups reversed, this would be no more feeling so, there's the regrets are gone. You've crossed over that bridge to a whole new life, right? You've turned around and said, oh, hey, I still have this. Yeah, it was painful. Like Lori over at the Way of Positive Change, she says, yeah, and I don't know if she's talking about this card, but she's talked a lot about, had to kiss a lot of frogs, right? So this could be we've kissed a lot of frogs, and then we turned around and went, I still have myself, and I'm going to cross this bridge and look for a new life. And that's exactly what it's like when, or what it's about when the Five of Cups comes through reverse, because we're moving on. We've got some peace going on within. There's been healing. Healing has happened, and now we have, new hope. And often it's a card of forgiveness, because we're not holding on to that spilled milk anymore that was, laying on the ground in front of us. We've turned around and lifted our head up, picked up those cups, and went in a new direction, back home to ourselves, right? So this is really good for relationship. I like that. Now with the Hierophant it's a teacher card. It's a card of the government. It's a card of society's laws and rules. We've got the keys here. It's like, the keys to, but then again, it's about finding your own inner authority. Right? It follows the Emperor, which is about, being in your strength and stability and all that, and being very dependable and trying to create success. And then once you have that, you can share that with the bigger community. But it's often a card, on the deepest primary level, I see it as being our belief system. And then, we go out into the world, or we're with other people, and we're kind of like teaching them who we are based on our belief system, whether we know it or not. That's really what's going on. But it's sometimes a card of, like church and conformity and morals, like that kind of gives me that kind of a feel to it. And I always rebel around stuff like that. I feel like everyone has their own unique, like they don't need anybody to teach them what's right. They can feel it in their own hearts, and that should be our only morals. Like, I don't need a pope, but that's just me. But it really does, intrinsically, it's about our belief system. And then with the Temperance card, I love this card. Now, traditionally, this card's all about balancing out and being patient and, literally temperate and tolerant. But the way I see it on a spiritual level is that these are like spiritual fluids. These are like two, notice the triangle here, and this is Archangel Michael. So it's about the way, I feel it's the way that the universe is set up to protect, to protect I guess the constitution of the way, the universe works, in that when we come together in, like, let's say this is one person here and another person here, and we both have a yes to being in relationship or being in partnership or like-minded, kindred spirits coming together. When there are two yeses coming together, a third entity is actually created. And it takes, currents coming together in order to create anything in the world, whether it's just, an idea that's born or an actual baby that's born. and we have like one foot on the land, which is, being grounded on earth, and then the other foot is in this like spiritual ocean that we all have within us. We all have spiritual fluids. When we leave our bodies, what is it, like 20, I think it's 28 grams? Like if they measure your body after you've died, you weigh 28 grams lighter, like, the seconds after you've died. Those are the spiritual fluids, right? Should weigh a lot more than the 28 grams, I think. But anyway, yeah. So this to me, this combination here to me feels like getting in touch with our belief system will show us exactly how we create our own reality. And that's the protective life force that we need to sink into and know that that's the beauty of the way life has been created, is that if we look to the mirror of what's in our lives, we can see that we're the ones that have created it. Now, it's not 100% perfect, because nothing's perfect on earth, because on earth we're living in duality. And where we come from, we're in our spirits, in our cores, which is in every single cell, in our bodies, in the nucleus of every cell in our bodies, we have that divine spark within that continues to grow, and it's coming from the creation of the universe. So as we put ourselves out into the world, or as we communicate with others, we're coming from our belief system, and we can make adjustments all the time. We're always going back and forth. We can always, and we mirror each other, and we can make adjustments as to what is the real truth. We have absolute truth, which I call the laws of love, that the universe is created in the laws of love. And, if you don't believe that, just ask yourself why you don't fall off the planet, even though, there's it's spinning through space at 67,000 miles an hour. But anyway, back to the combination of these cards. On a spiritual level, it reminds me of being careful to not be too rigid and harsh in your belief system as to, yourself or others, because we're all learning that the universe will mirror back to us our belief system. We're all learning how to figure out where we're blocked and where we're not. Because where we're blocked, the fluids don't flow, right? If you want something that's over here, and you're over here, you have to look at what's in the middle that's blocking you if you're not already here. That's what this card is all about to me. So it brings in unity consciousness. It brings in... It's ruled by Sag, so it brings in that new direction of trusting your intuition, trusting your guides to guide you, and always check in with your belief system. If you're not getting what you want, it's because your belief system isn't aligned with what it is you really want, and you have to have that within you before you can actually manifest it. You can't manifest having something with the wanting of it. So if you're going through life and you're like, oh, I don't have the money, I don't have this, I don't have, you're gonna get more of that. But if you go through life affirming that you're already so unbelievably abundant and you're so grateful, and you look around your life and let life teach you how abundant life is, then you're in that unified field of creating more, and there's more joy that always keeps coming in, and you're always going back and forth between spiritualizing your own matter in your body with every breath, because you are a creator. We all co-create, we are all creators. So that's the lesson there. Then Wednesday, and this could be like any time with these cards, but Wednesday there's progress. You're solid in something, and you know that the world is your oyster. It's in your hands. You can move forward, and there's definite progress with a newfound sense of self-confidence. Now, on another level, we're moving towards the January 6th committee hearings, and this can definitely be Liz Cheney, and this can be progress within the committee. Thursday, with the Knight of Wands, we're moving forward in a really big way. And yeah, it's a burden. Whatever's going on Thursday, just keep going. I would recommend flipping the wands or whatever it is, whatever load you're carrying. I would recommend carrying it in a new way so that it's not a burden. But keep going because you're there. The Ten of Wands is it's completion. It's one of those. Well, all the tens are completing something, but with the Ten of Wands, it's something that you really cared about, something that you were just very, very passionate about. Now, sometimes, because we have to go with the images on the cards, right, we can see that this guy can't see where he's going because his head's down and he's just in the details. It's like not seeing the forest for the trees. He can't even really, might be able to see his feet, but if he's not careful, he's going to trip over things. And so sometimes it's about feeling overwhelmingly oppressed or feeling some level of oppression and just overwhelm. So be careful about, this could be a person that comes in and says, hey, we got to go, let's do it, let's just get it done. And they want you to do it all. Watch out for that. Also watch out for moving too quickly because you might trip over your own feet. We do have Jupiter and Mars together in Aries, and it's conjunct, especially Mars is conjunct Chiron, so we could be more accident prone and hurt ourselves, so we have to slow down. Then Friday, with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, this now, because this way is kind of like holding on to everything, when it's reversed, it brings in, letting go, and especially letting go of the past, and bringing in maybe a more generous way of moving through life. And it's also about letting go of things that don't work in the past, especially financially. Sometimes this card comes through, it can be my card for like when people like to go gambling. Be careful, because it can bring in big changes that you don't want to go through. Don't ever gamble away more than you can afford, right? So give yourself a limit if you like to do that. Be careful with risk taking. Now, like I said before, the death card is never really like physical death. It's just a card of change and rebirth. In fact, in the newer decks, like the Light Seers Tarot, it's called Death Rebirth. And that's what the white rose is up here indicating. So, but it's a card of big changes, major changes. And so with this combination, it feels to me like if we can release the past and be in acceptance with whatever was in the past and just let it go. The past was there for learning. And then we can step into this new big change, because this is a card of transition. It's all about a new start. It's a big change that brings in a new start, and it's a transitory card. So we want to transition, and we're moving towards justice. With the Judgment card reversed, some things aren't meant to be when the Judgment card comes through reversed. Sometimes we're feeling kind of down and we've got some self-doubt going on and we're regretting something. And if that's the case on the personal level, just get back into your balance. The Justice card straight up is is all about getting into your clarity and understanding that life is just about lessons. You know, it's one of the karmic cards. Well, they're probably all pretty karmic, you know, but life is about learning how to balance out everything and be fair to yourself. Even if you're in self-doubt, just be fair to yourself and know that you're healing. Absolutely know that you're healing. And what was on the bottom of the deck, with the Ten of Swords reversed, we have to be careful of, like, laying on a bed of nails is one of the key phrases with this card when it comes to reversed. You just let those swords fall out of your back. Don't betray yourself. And with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, this could be that you're needing more rest. It's very, very possible you're needing more rest. And if you're feeling stuck, or if you're judging, like, what if you're judging yourself for not being so perfectly in balance, or you're judging yourself for whatever reason? Maybe it's a karmic issue that you're dealing with. Maybe you've allowed yourself to, maybe you grew up in a narcissistic household where you were scapegoated all the time, or you were the one having to do all the work in order to try and get any attention from your parents, or maybe you were invisible and your parents didn't even see you, you know, or maybe they took credit for what you did, but then they never, when you're home alone, they never said, hey, that was really cool. Or they, you know what I mean? It's just because you're just an object to them. That's what narcissism's all about. If you grew up like that, you're going to have to heal all of those, you know, to balance out your own life force, which is here in the Temperance card as well. To balance out your life force and heal, you're going to have to let go of those things. And that could be what these two cards are about. That's very possible. But with the Knight of Pentacles, for sure, allow yourself to turn it in the upright would be to just kind of move forward a couple little steps every day. And maybe to be done. Maybe this is about being done with judging yourself. Okay? Okay. I sound like a South Park dude. Okay. Who was that? That was the teacher, right? God, I haven't seen that show in years. And why the sounds stick in my head, I have no idea. Let's use this other deck here for a moment. Hold on. It is called the Sacred Earth Oracle. And let me draw 3 cards from this deck and see what else we need to know for the week. Like I said, it's going to be a huge week on the news. Make sure you get your rest. Take good care of yourself. Okay, this one. Potential. Ooh, I like that. Potential. Stretch. Ah, yeah. Potential, stretch, and alchemy. Now, this is like the Temperance card. Excuse me, Temperance card. So stretching our... allow ourselves to, the guidance here looks like we need to allow ourselves to find our potential. We need to allow ourselves to open a little more. And then from there, that expansion. So this goes with the transit we're having with Jupiter and Aries, because Jupiter expands and Aries can literally be our life force. We'll find more, like the potential of life, if we can stretch and open up. So I would say, like, literally physically stretching could be very helpful. And maybe massaging our hands as well. I know I have to stretch my hands all the time. And just all the stuff around the house, man. God. But yeah, so stretching physically and stretching our minds, opening up the fist of the brain, like get out of this place and just open up and let it flow and see what life can offer. Open up to a much bigger sense of self. get out of that place where we feel like we have to hide in order to be safe. I think we can all relate to that. Okay, here we go again. Okay. Okay, you guys, I'm going to get this uploaded before I get too silly. Okay, big hugs. Bye.